under snow and all kinds of brutal cold. All right, speaking of the tax man, you just heard the Beatles song there. We're talking taxes here. Retired military men and women who are going to get some bad news on an email. They're being notified of an increase in their tax withholding, and bankruptcy attorney Carl Starrett is here to talk about this and some of the new taxes that are happening in 2010. Not just the military members, Carl, but pretty much everybody out there. Good morning.
Oh, yeah, this affects everybody.
Yeah.
What happened was they had this goofy-sounding tax called making work pay credit or some such nonsense like that.
Right.
And what happened is, in November, the Treasury Department has what they call the Inspector General for Tax Affairs, and they did an audit of the IRS, and they found out, oh, gee, we're going to have about 15.4 million people who have had less taxes withheld from their paychecks than they should have. So, okay, let's make it up in 2010.
What was that money originally intended for? The credit for these 15 million people? Basically to give them some extra cash to spend it, right?
It's basically a stimulus, yeah. For married couples, the maximum credit was $800 or $400 for single filers, which unfortunately in the grand scheme of things, even for a married couple, that's only about $65 a month, so it really wasn't that much. And
wasn't exactly a stimulus, was it?
Well, what are you going to do with 60, you know, an extra trip to Starbucks? I mean, what, you know, it's just sort of a symbol of, I guess, general governmental incompetence. And so now we got to make it up in 2010 because there could be as many as 15.4 million people who have extra taxes to pay because they didn't have enough withheld from their paycheck this year or in 2009.
Now, this isn't just, we originally thought maybe this applied to a certain category of wage earners or people out there, but pretty much it is across the gambit. It is across the board. Low income, high income, middle income, everybody.
Yeah, and military gets the double whammy because I guess retirees aren't getting the cost of living increase in 2010, but everybody is going to be affected by this this increased withholding, particularly people in the approximate, in about $30,000 to the $80,000 tax range.
Yeah, so obviously you're a bankruptcy attorney, and folks come to you when all else fails. They have to declare bankruptcy and make all this stuff go away, but of course the IRS never goes away, right?
Oh, yeah, and I see people with tax problems all the time. So, so not only are you going to see this extra tax bill, but they're going to have a bigger chunk of their paycheck taken away in 2010.
And what does this mean for the military members?
Well, they're going to be hit particularly hardest because the biggest impact is going to be for people in the $30,000 to $40,000 pay range. And let's face it, we don't pay our heroes enough. Yeah. You know, and they're out there on the front lines fighting for our freedom, and we're going to take more money out of their paycheck because, oops, we goofed.
So the bottom line is they gave us this great money, this great $800 and $400 freebie last year. Next year we're paying for it.
Pretty much,
basically.
Yeah.
It was just a loan, really.
If that, because it's all our money anyway.
That is true. That is true. All right, well, get ready for the tax man, right? And obviously your accountants will know about all of this as you go in. It might be a surprise to a lot of people, but accountants should be aware, yes?
Yes. What I would recommend is file your tax returns as soon as possible this year. Meet with a tax professional. Make sure that you cover any additional adjustments that you need so that you can budget for this thing. If you have to have more withheld from your paycheck or claim more exemptions, you know, you want to make sure that you don't end up owing the IRS at the end of the year.
Yeah. All right, Carl Starrett, bankruptcy attorney, thank you so much, warning us of what's coming ahead. The big storm. Thanks a lot, buddy.
My pleasure.
All right, have a good one. Okay, coming up in a little bit, the mayor of San Diego will be